Hello, everybody. Welcome to the May 2025 ERC Commission meeting. Commission Chair, I have Commissioner Belthorpe on the phone. He can hear what we're saying and he can reply to you guys. Okay, he was having problems getting on the system, but he's here on the phone with us. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Upasna, can we start with the roll call, please?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Thank you all for joining. So I'll start with the roll call. Commissioner Conley,
Present.
Commissioner Dr. Hall, Commissioner Lewis, Commissioner Dr. Cushman, Commissioner Siegel,
Present.
Commissioner Ms. Barnett, Commissioner Williams,
Present.
Commissioner Balthrop,
He's present.
Commissioner Barnett, present. Couldn't get my mute off.
thank you. Commissioner Usro,
Usero, present.
sorry. Commissioner Porter, Commissioner Gibbs, thank you.
Thank you. That's 6 commissioners in the meeting. We have the quorum. Can I get the approval of the minutes from Commission Chair Connell?
Yes. Can I get a motion to approve the April 2025 minutes, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the last minutes of the meeting.
Okay. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Do you have to roll call this, Hasna?
Yes.
Yeah.
Roll call it, please.
Okay.
Commissioner Conley,
Aye.
Commissioner Dr. Hall, Commissioner Lewis, Commissioner Dr. Cushman, Commissioner Siegel,
Aye.
Commissioner Ms. Barnett, Commissioner Williams,
Abstain.
Commissioner Balthrop,
He said aye.
Commissioner Usero,
Aye.
Commissioner Porter, Commissioner Gibbs. Thank you.
Thank you. 5, so the minutes will be approved. Commissioner Chair, can I get you to ask for public comment, please?
This is a time for any public comment. Please take advantage of it now. Okay, I think you can go on to 250501.
Yes, we can. The 2 plans we have today, commissioners, are both from the Housing Authority. The first one is the unarmed security service for the high rise. Rick is on the line with the prime and the sub. Commission Chair.
Go ahead, Rick, if you want to talk about it. Looks like you've got great participation. I don't think we have to spend too much time.
Oh, thank you very much. Good afternoon, Commission. Rick Williams with the Housing Authority, and in this particular contract, it's securing our properties throughout the Housing Authority footprint. And this particular one includes our one-stop shop here in 412 Boulevard of the Allies. I have the prime and both of his subcontractors online. Brandon Womack from Homeland Intelligence Protective Services, Unipro, Adria Martinez, and iSpec Check Shelley Lang. This particular one is deemed a responsive and responsible vendor through the Housing Authority. We're pleased to say that it's an MBE prime on this contract. And basically, at this point, we've done everything that the Housing Authority would do in regards to outreach on this project. It was competitively bid, and we're presenting it to you today.
Okay. Commissioners, does anybody have any questions? I mean, this looks pretty Doesn't get much better than this.
I have a question though. I'm just wondering if they've done this security work before for Housing Authority, or is this the first time?
Yes, this is actually we have cycles in our bidding process as far as housing authority contracts, and this went out to bid. It was in the packet that we submitted, showing that it was up for bid again. Through our various sources, whether it be Post Gazette, Business Times, and the Pittsburgh Courier. And there's some addition. We had a pre-bid, and everything's in the packet as far as our process of what we've did on this. And so these bids come out every so often. Some are 5 years. I think this is a 5-year cycle on this one. We have another one. They come usually 3 years now moving forward with one annual, 1+1+1 type of thing. So this has came in front of the commission. There was another vendor previously on this. As again, this vendor was deemed responsive and responsible for the authority.
That's a really long answer. I'm not sure I got my answer. Is this company's first time doing this work for the Housing Authority?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, can I get a motion, please?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
Second, Chiquita Barnett.
Thank you. Okay, pause. So if you want to take roll call, and I think you only have to call who is present.
Okay.
Okay?
Commissioner Conley,
Yes,
Commissioner
aye.
Siegel, Commissioner Siegel,
Aye.
Commissioner Miss Barnett,
Aye.
Commissioner Williams, Commissioner Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Balthrop,
He said aye.
Commissioner Usero.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Plan passes. We'll move right along to the second one. And this is almost similar to the first one, except unarmed. These will be armed securities and unarmed securities for the high rise for Northview Heights. Rick?
Yeah, I mean this one. I mean it's the same team that's on the previous contract. The only difference is that there is some 24-hour coverage on a few of our facilities with the housing authority, specifically in the Northview Heights location. This one adds roving patrols out of various scattered sites for the authority. And there's some additional training, of course, because it is armed security on here. But outside of that, it's basically the same team on this one.
Okay,
I have
commissioners, do you have any question? Oh, go ahead.
I have a question. I'm sorry. So
No.
there needed to be two different contracts if it's the same company and they're both armed and unarmed?
Well, I mean, in our procurement process, I mean, you put it out and you see who has the most responsive and responsible bidder. So some companies are just armed and some are just unarmed. And so, we just happen to have the same vendor on this one, but it doesn't necessarily come out this way.
Wait, that's not answering our question again, Rick. And I have the same question. So these are two separate contracts for $4 million. So it's a total of what, around $9 million
$9 million,
to
right,
go into going to both of these
to the same.
to the same.
Well, the facilities are different in the first one that's unarmed. And then the armed,
Okay. So these
yeah.
so the listing of facilities are different
It is different
per
facilities, yes.
contract. Okay, well
Yes.
that's
The
that
unarmed,
makes
like for example, I just mentioned the one-stop shop is in the unarmed contract,
okay.
but it's not in the armed contract.
Okay. All right. Does that satisfy the commissioner?
Yeah. I was
Question?
just looking at, when you look at both the contracts, it comes to $9 million.
Yeah.
And they're both providing pretty much the same service.
Yeah.
And I was concerned about why there were not one contract for 9 million.
Mm-hmm.
The scopes are different on it, and like I said, the unarmed included the one-stop shop, and it had different facilities and high rises on the first one, like our senior citizen high rises and stuff like that throughout the housing authority footprint. That's the difference versus
Okay.
this one specifically for Northview Heights, and then having a roving patrol that's armed.
Okay. All right. Does anybody else have any further questions regarding this? Again, the participation's great. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion that we accept this contract. This is
Okay.
Chiquita Barnett.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
I'll
I'll
second.
second.
Okay. A pause now. You want to do roll call?
Commissioner Conley,
Approved.
Commissioner Siegel,
Approve.
Commissioner Miss Barnett,
Approved.
Commissioner Williams,
Approve.
Commissioner Balthrop,
He approved it.
Commissioner Lucero.
Yes.
Thank you.
Plan passes. Thank you, Rick and Housing Authority. Appreciate you guys. We're
Yep.
gonna move on to, Upasna has 7 ITQ contracts to update us on. Upasna?
Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.
Thanks.
So a quick update on 7 ITQ work orders in the last month. There is one from Department of Permits, Licenses and Inspection, 5 from DOMI, and 1 from DPW. So the first one here is from PLI. It's for GIS Application Development and Technology Services. The prime here is SIM-GEO, and it is for GIS Technology Consulting and System Architecture Services. The prime is both a MBE and a WBE, and the project cost here is 29,250. The next 5 here are from DOMI. This one is CM Construction Management Construction Inspection Serpentine Drive Wall Reconstruction. The prime here is SAI Consulting Engineers. The project cost is 88,101. They have an MBE ANA consultants out of the project cost of 88,000. 55,502 goes to the MBE. The next one is Riverview Avenue Slide S1 and Slide S3 landslide remediation. This is a supplement work order. The prime here is AWK Consultant Engineering. It's an MBE, and the project, the supplement is for 17,908. The next one is Access Evaluation for 1,000 Sawmill Run Boulevard. The prime here is Traffic Planning and Design. This is for traffic engineering assistance. They will mostly be involved with data collection, project management, analysis, feasibility, and cost estimation. The project cost is 60,268. The next again is a supplement to Davis Avenue Bridge Reconstruction. The prime is HNTB Corporation, and they will be involved with project management and construction services. The project cost is 40,403. The last one of the DOMI projects here is ITQ Traffic Signal Removal Analysis. The intersections are to be decided. The prime here is MS Consultants, and there is an MBE John J. Clark here. The cost is 42,925. They will be involved with signal warrant analysis, data collection, etc. And out of the 42,000, 18,000 would go to the MBE. The last one here is a DPW plan. This is for Leslie Park. The prime is PASHIC and MTR. It's a WBE. This has, the project cost is 449,823. There are 4 MWBEs, 4 sub-consultants, out of which 3 are MWBEs. Tabin Engineering, which is an MBE, and they will be involved with the topographic surveying and the NPDS permitting, etc. The project cost is 83. They will get 83,265. Dapolonia is non-MWBE. They'll be involved with the geotechnical stuff, and they would be apportioned 50,308. Santagno and Lindsay is a WBE. They'll be involved with electrical and security engineering and will be apportioned 25,500. And the last one is an MBE for architecture services, grades design, and they will be allotted 88,500. So together the WBEs constitute about 88% of this plan. That's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Upasana, very much.
Yeah, thank you, Upasana.
Chief, Commissioner Chair Connolly, do you have anything to add before I add what I need to add?
No, is everybody off here that doesn't need to be
Yes,
in here?
yes. There's only us on here right now.
Okay, Rick needs to really pay attention and get on board with the process. He had in his head how he was going to, what he was going to say, and it wasn't answering questions. Chuck, I think it would be better if it came from you than from me, but we got to get him with the program here.
All right. I will speak to Rick and tell him to concentrate on just the questions that are asked.
Yeah, he just needs to answer the question. Keep
I will.
it concise.
I will.
We are,
Right.
if everything happens the way we want it to happen, that we all hope to happen,
Right.
is that we are going to get the Sports and Exhibition Authority. We are going to get the URA back.
Right.
We like if I ask you a question or a commissioner
Right.
asks you a question, answer the question.
Right. Don't worry. I will work with
We don't
Rick
need sprinkled with special sauce.
to make sure his questions make sure he answers the question, not give a synopsis of the answer, right? So I'll work with him on that.
Can I also add that there was a representative from the Prime on the call, right?
Yes, there was.
I would have liked to have heard from him, just because we always learn from the Primes when they share with us.
Yeah.
And he
Yes.
wouldn't really give it a chance. I mean, I could have said something too, I know, but
Right.
Yeah.
I think, yes, I agree with you, Commissioner Siegel, but I think most of the time they're waiting for you guys
yeah.
to ask their prime or the subcontractors a question. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
so that's there. But I will work with Rick and we'll make sure we'll get it better and he answers the questions. So,
Angela,
I do want to say something. Thank you, Commissioner Conley,
Mhm.
Commissioner Chair. I asked the question with real intention to try to understand, because I travel to Northview Heights all the time. And so I wanted to know what level of experience the Prime had. So I guess when you do talk to him, it won't hurt also, Chuck, even though they're looking for we commissioners to engage the Prime, that would have been a perfect opportunity for Rick to defer the question to the Prime as well, to say, oh, yes, this is their first contract, but they have experience and I'll let them speak to their experience. You could have gone that route as well, because thank you.
Yeah, I agree with you, Commissioner. So, like I said, I'll work with Rick a little bit more. This is his first time on the other side, and he sees how it is on the other side, right?
Forgive me, but that leaves me to think that these discussions shouldn't need to even be taking place. He's been on our side of it, so he knows that what we were looking for is something extremely concise from the representative from the Housing Authority, and we could have asked it ourselves, but he should have referred to the Prime.
I agree. I will work with him on that.
And when Sarah's saying that we learn a lot from hearing from the Prime, we get a good understanding of what their experience was with bidding on this work. Like there's little morsels in everything that they say that we pick up on where we can adjust and perfect. I mean,
Right. Well,
we now have Rick. It's
right.
a new person in that position. So
this is what they want to start doing in our meetings anyway, right? They want to give the Prime a few minutes to speak about what they do with the project, right? Just a quick summary. We're going to start asking the primes to do that. Okay, so that'll hopefully break us into asking questions of them when they
Yeah,
give
and
us a
what I,
little overall.
and what I want to know from the prime is their experience with, like bidding on the work. I want to
Okay.
know what their experience was, whether if they're not an MBE or, if they're not a DBE, I want to, obviously we want to know how did they come up with their subs, that sort of thing. I don't want to
Okay.
know how they priced out the project.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right.
We will do
There's no
that.
need to go. Does anybody else have anything they want to just
We
say
will do
about that whole situation?
that.
I'm sorry.
Okay. If not, I'll let you know what we have coming up for
Okay,
us.
great.
Okay, there is no June 19th meeting because of the holiday.
Mhm.
So the meeting has been pushed back to June 26th. Okay, that's the first thing. The real good news is the SEA will be at our June meeting,
That's great.
updating us on a big project that's going on the north side. So I'm glad to have them back. They were going to come this month, but it was a little tight for them.
Mhm.
But they will be at the June meeting, and the SEA will be the first time coming back, and they're going to come back continuously. So we'll be getting the SEA back, plus the housing authority, plus I'm looking at, Paulson and I had at least 6 pre-bids this month. So if all those come back, we'll have 6 city contracts
Okay.
to review too. And that's gonna be all on the 26th, not the 19th.
I think we're gonna have, yeah, I think we're gonna have probably a lot more on our agenda as the NFL draft comes
Mhm.
into
Yes.
play.
Mhm.
I know that there's a certain, I mean, our standards haven't changed. I'm sure city contracts and a lot of other contracts are going to come through for a lot of what's going to be needed. So we need to be prepared, like the chair said, to talk to these primes, and they're not just jumping on the bandwagon with what their experience is and how well they can do the job that they've bid upon, and not just looked at the scope, but to give us more experience, of what they can do.
Mhm.
On paper, it's one thing, but a lot of times you get into it and it's like, oh, I don't think I can do this or I can do that. So I appreciate that, and I still don't understand why there was 2 contracts for armed and unarmed for the same company.
Mhm.
Well, this is the way I read it, Commissioner. They bid them out separately, I believe, hoping to get 2 different companies,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Maybe.
That's
Right.
that's the way I looked at it.
Okay.
And since that company was the responsive bidder
Mhm.
on both of them, the housing authority's hands were kind of tied. Because they do a great outreach, guys. I gotta give
Oh,
it.
Right.
yeah.
What do you,
No, there's no disputing that.
Yeah,
no,
housing
it was
authority,
just it was the same service,
it was the
the
same
2
services,
contracts. And
right?
when you put them together,
Mhm.
it was like almost like 9,000, $9 million. That was a
Right.
lot.
Yeah.
And there's 2 things that are both true. One is that they did bid them separately, right? And I know in talking to Brandon and Rick, they were hoping to get a different company for the armed
Oh, yeah.
contract. But since that company came in so good,
Mhm.
with responsible, and they were the lowest bidder.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're a WB or an MBE.
MBE,
So I'm
right.
I'm not
Yeah.
complaining.
Yeah.
Right, and here's the
Right.
other great thing for the housing authority, right? Those numbers for that contract will make their numbers look fantastic at the end of the
Oh,
year.
yeah, for their participation numbers, for
Yes,
sure. And
yes.
ours.
Yes, and ours. It's gonna make it look really, really good, all right? What we need to start doing, and what Paz and I are working on now, is workforce, right?
Mhm.
Exactly.
It's one thing to be an MBE or WBE, but what's your workforce look like, right?
Exactly.
So that's what we're working on now. So that would be great, once we get that together, because anybody can say they're a WBE and have no women in their, in their
Right.
statement, right? So,
Right.
so the workforce thing is on the way, guys.
All right. That's good. That's good news.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's all I have. Do you guys have anything else for us?
I don't. Thank you.
Mhm.
Mm.
Okay,
All right.
Commission Chair, can I get you to adjourn the meeting?
Yes. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I second the
Everybody just-
motion.
Everybody just raise your hand. I don't think we have to be that formal for saying goodbye.
All right.
Okay.
All
Bye,
right.
you guys.
Bye.